Welcome to this week's clip of Real Migos. In this clip, we're going to talk about the negative prices that might be coming for the Austin area. This is a really good one, so thanks for watching. Based on what we're seeing here, we're going to go into 2023 and see negative numbers. In fact, we're already seeing in specific zip codes negative year over year numbers. So let's kind of dive into this a little bit, Ian. So these numbers just came out from ABOR. We're at 2.7 months inventory in the Austin area. We only had 783 sales, which is down 31% over 2021. Now, let's be honest, 2021, we had a ton of sales
Ton.
because the interest rate was low. Now with interest rate 7%, it does make it a little more unaffordable for people. So you are seeing less sales. What's crazy about this is that the days on market jumped 18 days. What are
The
you
days
seeing with some of your listings right now? Are they sitting?
absolutely that. And this actually speaks to Rowan's point that he mentioned earlier on. And he was asking about companies like Open Door, Redfin, OfferPad holding a large a percentage of the market, 10% of the market. So yes, I think companies like that are attributing to that, and builders are all attributing to houses that are sitting on the market a little bit longer because there were so many people that were so used to this easy selling market where they would price their homes here when really they should be priced here. And some of them are just staying stubborn and they're just keeping it. And then they'll drop $5,000. They'll drop $5,000. But really they need to drop $50,000.
Yeah.
They need
Well,
to hurry up. And these companies are just holding on to them. So I think it does affect our market. Another thing that was in there in that list was months of inventory. If you notice that it nearly doubled.
yeah. So this is the
So
Austin
that's the
MSA, which is the larger Austin area, which includes like Round Rock, Pflugerville, Kyle Butte.
And so for those
3.1
that
months
don't know, can you
inventory.
explain what that means, the months of inventory?
Yeah. So basically, months of inventory is if you had to, let's say, no other homes were to hit the market going forward, it would take 3.1 months for all of this to actually sell everything on the market. Now, we were looking at the beginning of the year and it was what, Ian? It was point 0.7, point
Oh, yeah,
0.8.
it was less than
It was
1 month
super low. And that
of
was in
inventory.
MSA and also in Austin. So what's interesting, prices, if we look at these prices, right now, if we go on the market and look at the MLS right now on the MLS, we are looking at 11,575 homes on the market. Let's think about this. A lot of these, a third of these are new construction. It's like 3,600 of these homes are new construction. Had some of these homes been hitting the market last year, you wouldn't have seen prices do the crazy skyrocketing that they did. You wouldn't see these huge humps from here to here. It probably would have only gone up, maybe 10% from here to here instead of what is this 25%. That's a pretty big jump from 476 to 555. And then if we look at
Well,
the Austin 550 to 667, like we probably would have seen a much lower number had we seen a lot of these listings in last year. But that was all probably partly and partially because of a supply chain issue
yep.
and low interest rates.
Can I
Yeah, go ahead.
piggyback off of that?
Yeah,
I think another thing is we have a lot of people that are abandoning their contracts still.
100%.
And so I think that's affecting the numbers drastically because builders are expecting to get this much. Someone backs out, they're going to sell it for a discount or at some sort of deal if they can to the next best buyer. And so those numbers, I think we're going to see. We've seen a bunch of people abandoning. We're going to see a few come back up at some point, at least related to those. I wish we could segregate it, but it's a little challenging.
Well, what's interesting about that too is and I have a video coming out Tuesday talking about builders, so I don't want to give away too much, but I've actually seen a few builders that are offering like 4.9% interest rate, 3.99% interest rate, but
Yeah.
but in order to do that, they're giving up like Taylor Morrison's a prime example. And I don't want to go too much because I want people to watch the video on Tuesday, but Taylor Morrison's offering 7% commission in some of their neighborhoods. I have a listing right now. It's a 55 plus community. It's a great home, brand new, 2,300 square foot home. We have it listed at 550 right now. And it's a Taylor Morrison community in Vizcaya. And they're offering 7%. And then, like, in some cases, like $53,000 to buy down the rate.
It's so crazy. Listen, like, let's talk about this for just a second. Taking realtor hats off, right? It makes sense if you can get a deal like that and you have the need to purchase and the funds to put at least the 20% down, right? If you can do that right now,
Yeah.
that's a low tax rate community, right? You're basically getting pick of the litter and they're buying down your rate. And then if the rates drop, you can refinance later. Like it's such a good opportunity for the people that are ready
Well,
to make a
and that
purchase.
goes back to my point here is that if you're looking at going from 550 to 667, right? And now prices are back down to 550 and you can get a buy down or a 2-1 buy down or something like that and the interest rates, 5%. I don't know when we're going to see rates really at 5% in a while, right? I just don't think it's going to happen. I think it's going to be, I still stand behind my thing that we might see rates at the end of the year down to 6%, possibly. I could be wrong on that. But if you can get, an interest rate around 5% and interest rates are going to stay at this 7% or higher, some people are saying 9, 10%. Like, how much further do you need prices to come down to buy that dream home, right? So, look, I'm not telling you to go buy a home. I'm not telling you have to buy a home. Obviously, I'm a realtor, so you're going to say, "Oh, my commission depends on it." But if you're looking at it from an investment standpoint, if you're a buyer and you can get that low interest rate, payment makes sense. It's going to be a home you're going to live in for a while. I mean, it would make sense to still buy.
I mean, I think if people need to buy homes, then we just want to be there for them. It doesn't really matter the price point.
So the thing I want to talk about here, though, and I think it's really important that we look at, we are probably going to see price reductions. Well, not price reductions, but we're going to start seeing negative numbers. Like, so if we're looking at like this right here, where it's showing, 5% up, and I'm showing you on my chart here for the MSA that we're down to 470. If we continue to stay at this 470, or maybe even continue to drop any further, by November, we're going to see negative numbers. By December, we're going to see negative numbers. And then you go into next year, this big hump is gone, right? We're probably not going to see, a lot of people are saying there might be a recession towards the beginning of the year. So if we see recession and this trend comes where people are saying, I can't afford these rates or whatever, they don't, and they're making the rate the reason why they're not buying, like you're going to see many months next year where prices, maybe let's just say for shits and giggles here, 470, let's just say we stay flat for all of next year at 470. Well, you're going to see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 months of negative numbers next year, right? You're going to see negative X amount number.
So this is kind of based on what Dinosaur D's last question was. My question to everyone is, if you're watching this, drop in the comments, what do you think the prices should be at? The
Yeah.
MSA sold price. What do you think it should be at based on you living here, living in other places, and looking at the market today? What do you think they should be at? Do you think we're in a good spot? Do you think it'll continue going lower? Do you think it should go lower?
Yeah. It's a good question. Well, here's something I think it's really interesting. So, like I said earlier, most agents don't pay attention to the underlying data. I do. So let's look at this. So I started pulling through the MLS, so this is the data that comes out in conjunction with the MLS data, right? And so this goes through every single zip code, and I love to look at this. So what's interesting is 78749, which is Circle C area, has already seen a year over year decrease of 3.5%. Average is down 6.5%. If we look
So
at 78748, hold on, 78748, we're break even pretty much, right? 485 is the median. If we're looking at 47, you're still up. So if you're an investor and you're looking at places to buy for rental properties, because we're going to talk about rents here in a second, because there's this article out right here saying that Austin now has more renters than homeowners, right? So if you're an investor, and remember last year, 35% of purchases were investment in Central Texas. So if you're looking at it as an investment standpoint, you're already negative on some of these. Look at some of these zip codes, 78745. So this is South Austin, down 4%, average is down 7%. 25% down 7736. This is Barton Creek area. This is Southwest. 25% down median year over year and
so
42% down.
based on these numbers, what I want you to pay attention to, and this is for everybody, and if you're looking at it, I know you're looking at it, but when you're looking at these, if you look at residential single family existing, so resale homes versus new construction, it seems just at a glance, it seems like the lower dips are the ones that don't include new construction homes, the neighborhoods that don't.
Right. And well, on here, it does show new construction.
Right, that's what
On,
I'm saying. So like this one only had one new construction and 19 resale. That last neighborhood you were just looking at.
yeah. Well, let's see. Well, the thing is, like most zip codes just don't have new construction in them anyway. Like
Exactly. That's exactly my point.
78744. Let's look at that. 4441. They have new construction. So 7741, which is on the east side, they're up 40% year over year.
And
But
look
if
at
you're
the
looking
new.
at the new home sales, again,
Yep.
up 26% still.
Yep.
And 7741 is right here for you to see visually. Right, it's over by kind of southeast Austin, right? Montopolis. There's some new
Mhm.
construction in there. What about 44, 78744? 44 is up 14%, and their new construction is up 30%. 44
Yeah,
is
that's definitely skewing the numbers. That's kind of my point here, right?
right. Yeah, this is that southeast area. So,
Mhm.
so there are already neighborhoods. So the point here is that there are already neighborhoods that are negative. So if you're looking as an investment standpoint, I would rather buy in a neighborhood where you've seen prices come down a little bit, maybe keep an eye on them, and then look at the rental rates in there. Thanks for watching this clip of the Real Amigos podcast. For more live streams, click here. For more clips, click here. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.